Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam שהכל נהיה בדברו. Well, we spoke about, not too long ago, about the golden calf that our ancestors built right after receiving the law on Mount Sinai. Moshe had interceded before God for them, and he felt that God was in a good mood. So he said, Hareini na et kevodecha. He spoke to God and he said, you know, God, what are you? Show me your glory. I want to know your essence. And God replied to him, you know, sorry, but no human being can see my face. Well, God doesn't have a face. This is just a literary expression. You can't really see me. You can't really understand me. You know, no human being can live and look at me. But I can show you my back. In other words, you can see me maybe through history. You can see the effects of God being there. Well, it was an opportunity that Moshe had, he felt, to try to understand what God really is. Some say, you know, he really asked him something else. Moshe said to God, why is it that good things happen to good people and sometimes bad things happen to good people? Why is it that bad things happen to bad people and sometimes good things happen to bad people? Why is this so? Well, the answer was, human beings can't understand God's justice. It's beyond us. It's good that you ask, maybe. It's good that you're inquisitive, that you're aware of certain things, but the reason for it, a reply, unfortunately, there is no such thing. And it made me think, what would you ask? Imagine you're Moshe, you're Moses, you're Moshe. You're standing before God. Well, it's difficult to imagine that you're Moshe. But let us imagine for a moment. You have the opportunity of asking God, God, what would you ask? Well, I think if I were a scientist, an astronomer, a physicist, I probably would ask God, you know, God, what are the secrets of this universe? What are the 2 or 3 basic laws, you know, that unite everything and explain everything in this world? I think maybe if I were a physician, I would ask God, how do I conquer cancer? There's so many cancers. There's no good reply. There's no good cure. Give me a cure for these things. Maybe that's what I would ask God. You know, I think it depends what your starting point is. Maybe some people that have great difficulties in their family would say, God, how can I manage my family better? How can I have more harmony in our family? Imagine you're in the desert, and suddenly you see there's a lamp. You rub the lamp, and out comes a genie. And the genie says, okay, what do you want? Whatever you want, I'll give you. You want $1 million? I'll give you $1 million. What would you ask for? You know, I thought to myself, what would I do if I would find this lamp and the genie would tell me, what do you want? You know, I'm not too sure, but I thought of 3 things to begin with. Maybe tomorrow I'll think of something else. But right now I want to tell you 3 things. I would ask him, you know, I want patience. I want courage. I want tolerance. What do I want patience for? You know, I want to have patience not to despair when I don't get what I want. You know, we were speaking before about cancer, cure for cancer. You know, there are many sicknesses in this world that have already been conquered by mankind. I remember something called the March of Dimes. You know, a dime is 10 cents. Nothing today. But years ago, President Roosevelt, I don't know if he invented it, but during his term in office, because he had polio, there was a whole process of March of Dimes. Let us each contribute a dime after a dime, and we will conquer polio. Actually, it was Professor Salk, a Jewish scientist, that found the answer for it, that was able to develop a vaccine so that polio would not decimate people like it had done before. So I really want patience. Of course, together with this patience has to come activity, work. I don't want to despair, because sometimes I feel, we will never overcome certain deficiencies. But history has shown us that with work, with hard work, we can conquer almost anything. I would secondly ask God, I want courage. Courage to do what? To fight in a boxing ring? No. I want courage to face my own deficiencies. We have certain psychological mechanisms that immediately justify whatever we are doing that isn't so good. I came late to an appointment. There was too much traffic. I didn't bring flowers to my wife. She knows I love her anyway. We always have a reason, an excuse for why we didn't do something. I didn't pass the test because the exam was too difficult. I would like to have courage, greater courage, in order to face what my deficiencies are, because I know that the reply, the solution to many of these things depend really upon me. I would also like to have a bit more tolerance. Sometimes I hear other people talk, and I think they're stupid. They're not stupid. Maybe they're saying something that you don't agree with, that makes no sense in the moment, but they're not necessarily stupid. Sometimes I find people make me feel ill at ease, their mannerism, or what have you. Be a little more tolerant with somebody. Be as tolerant with a fellow as you are with yourself. You always know how to justify why you are doing certain things. Why don't you treat somebody else with the same affection, with the same love as you treat yourself? Maybe that's what Rabbi Akiva said, love your neighbor as you love yourself. Treat somebody else also with the same tolerance that you treat yourself. I really think that I don't need any miracles. If I find the lamp of Aladdin and the genie comes out and tells me, what do you want to do? You know what I would like to tell him? Go back. I don't need you. I think that I know what the answer to certain things are. I don't want miraculous events. I want reality the way it is. And I think that the Torah was given to us telling us exactly what you have to do. You don't need a new apparition. You don't need a new Torah. You don't need a New Testament. This is what Maimonides says, that I believe that the Torah that God gave us is eternal. There won't be any new pact. This is it. Live according to it, and you will see that you can solve many problems. So basically, what I really would want is more patience, more courage, more tolerance, because I know that the answers are not outside. The answers are in me. And if I improve, I will solve many of the things that are really making my life difficult. And if I overcome them, I will be much happier in this world.